Good morning students, we are going to start a new topic called shear force and bending moment diagrams. Let us see various concepts involved in shear force and bending moment diagrams. Before learning this unit, we have to have clear idea about three concepts. The first one is loads and different types of loads. The second thing is beams and different types of beams. And third one is sign conventions. Sign conventions. You have to have a clear idea about all these topics. Let us start with loads. So, basically what is a load? External force acting on a body is said to be a load. So you can see W is an external force acting on a body or a beam of length AB. Now, we will see different types of loads. Types of loads. Types of loads. First one, point load. Point load. Second one, uniformly distributed load. Uniformly distributed load. And the third one, uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying. Now let us see one by one. First of all, we will start with the point load. It is also known as concentrated load. Point load is also known as concentrated load. So we straight away go to point load or concentrated load. So consider a beam of length L which is simply supported C. You can see point load or concentrated load means the load which acts at a particular point or the load which concentrates at a particular point. Here we can see along the length of the beam AB, this load W is concentrated at a particular point. So we can say that the load, point load is acting on a simply supported beam. The main aim of point load or concentrated load is it acts at a particular point. You can say few examples. Examples. The example is that striking a nail with a hammer. Striking a nail with a hammer is the best example of point load or concentrated load. We will go to next load, that is uniformly distributed load. Simply it is known as UDL. What is the meaning of UDL? Here the load is distributed uniformly along the length of the beam. Suppose I have considered a simply supported beam, right? It has two supports at 2 points A and B. So I can write W Newton per meter. So unlike the point load, we have the unit called per meter because the load is distributed from point A to point B uniformly throughout the length of the beam. So the unit will be W Newton per meter because UDL means the load has to be distributed from point A to point B. Now we will go for third type of load, that is uniform varying load. Uniform varying load. This is third type of load. What is uniform varying load? The name itself suggests that the load will vary uniformly along the length of the beam. Let me draw the diagram. This is the diagram. Consider a beam. So, beam, simply supported beam. I can say that my load has been varied uniformly from end A to end B. So this is W Newton per meter. You can see the variation of load while moving from NA to NB. Here the load is minimum, here it is maximum. So I can say that this is uniformly varying load. Now we will jump into beams. What is a beam and what are different types of beams? We will continue with what is a beam. I have said earlier, what is a beam? There are two conditions for a structural member to be a beam. The first condition is that the applied load should be perpendicular to the horizontal axis of the structural member. You can see the applied load W here is perpendicular, that is it is at 90 degrees angle to the horizontal axis of this structural member. Then this is called a beam. The next condition is that the second condition is very most important condition. You can see the longitudinal dimension of the structural member is very large. That is the length of the beam here. You can say this is length of the beam L is very large when compared to the width of the beam. Right? If the structural member has a very large length when compared to its width, then the type of structural member is said to be a beam. You can see the longitudinal dimension is very large when compared to the lateral dimension. So such type of structural members are called as beams. Now we will move to different types of beams. Beams are categorized into 5 types. First one cantilever beam, second one simply supported beam, third one fixed beam, fourth one continuous beam, and fifth one overhanging. We will move on to what is a cantilever beam. The beam which has one end fixed and the other end free. You can see with this diagram, here the end A is fixed, the end B is free. Such types of beams are called as cantilever beams. So what is the best example of cantilever beam? Whenever a swimmer wants to dive into the pool, he'll walk along with the structural member, right? Suppose this is a pool of water, this is a swimmer, he wants to walk a certain distance and then jump into this pool. So this structural member is said to be a cantilever structure. Second best example of cantilever beam. What is the second best example of cantilever beam? In traffic junctions, you will see L-shaped structures which are equipped with CC cameras and various lights. The structure is the best example of a cantilever beam. Now move on to simply supported beam. Simply supported beam means the beam which are supported at two ends, right? At point A, it has one support, and at point B, it has another support. The beam which rests freely on the two supports is said to be a simply supported beam. Whatever may be the loading condition, these loading conditions may be a point load or UDL or uniformly varying load. Irrespective of the loading condition, the beam rests or supports freely at the two ends. This is a best example. This is simply supported beam. So you can say this table has two supports at the two ends. This is the best example of simply supported beam. The main condition is that the beam should entirely rest at the ends of the two supports. Such types of beams are called as simply supported beams. And the third one is fixed beams. Fixed beams means the name itself suggests that the beam is fixed. It means that the two ends are fixed. A beam which is fixed at the two ends. Here you can see in this diagram, this beam of length L, you can say beam of length L is fixed at end A and fixed at end B. A beam which is fixed at the two ends is known as fixed beam, right? For example, you can take this hall, you can see those two ends are fixed over the ceiling. You can say this beam is fixed beam. Now coming to continuous beam. What is a continuous beam? The name itself suggests that continuous supports, right? You can see this beam AB has continuous supports over its entire length. Continuous beam means the beam which is supported with more than two supports. You can see how many supports are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supports are there. So we can call this beam as continuous beam. What is the best example of continuous beam? Flyovers, bridges comes under the best example of continuous beam, because flyovers and bridges require more than 2 or 3 supports. Now we will go for fifth beam, that is overhanging beam. What is a overhanging beam? In the diagram itself you can see beyond the supports the beam portion has been extended. You can see, suppose you say this is point C. Beyond point C the beam portion has been extended. Beyond point C the beam portion has been extended here. See here, CB, the point CB here, you can see the point CB. The point CB is known as extended portion or overhanged portion of this particular beam AB. Where you can see the best example of overhanging beam, unconstructed bridges or unconstructed flyovers. You will see these types of overhanging beams. See, where CB is the extended portion of AC, or you can see BC is the overhanged portion of the entire beam. Right? This is simply supported and this is overhanged.